The scent of grease and stale coffee clung to Rachel's uniform as she clocked out of her late shift at Benny's diner. Her feet ached, her apron was stained with syrup, and the fluorescent lights buzzed like a swarm of wasps overhead. It was 1 a.m. The scent of grease and stale coffee clung to Rachel's uniform as she clocked out of her late shift at Benny's diner. Her feet ached, her apron was stained with syrup, and the fluorescent lights buzzed like a swarm of wasps overhead. It was 1 a.m. The old Honda coughed to life, its heater sputtering. This was the life her family thought she'd resigned herself. Tooth, the burnout waitress, scraping by on tips and leftovers, too stubborn to admit defeat. To them, she was the punchline. The college dropout. The one who'd thrown away a scholarship for a boy who'd left her with nothing but debt and a cracked heart. And for years, she'd let them believe it. The next morning, Rachel's phone buzzed relentlessly on her nightstand. 3 missed calls from her sister, Emily. A voicemail. Rach. Don't forget Mom's anniversary brunch is at noon. And for God's sake, wear something nice. Last time you showed up smelling like fried eggs. Another text from her father. No need to bring dessert. We'll order something. She deleted them all. They thought they were sparing her dignity. But every word was a scalpel, slicing away at the person they assumed she still was. They didn't know about the app she'd coded between shifts. The investors who'd flown her to Silicon Valley last month. The $20 million valuation. Or that TechCrunch had just published a feature titled The Ghost CEO, How a Waitress Built the Future of Food Tech. It started 5 years ago, on a rainy Tuesday at Benny's. An older man in a wrinkled suit, Meister Thompson, a regular, had watched her juggle 6 tables without dropping a plate. You're too sharp for this, he'd said, sliding her a book, 0 to 1. Why waste your mind on burnt toast? She'd laughed bitterly. Not all of us get to dream. That night, she read until dawn. Then she taught herself to code, scribbling algorithms on napkins between orders. By year 2, she'd built SwiftBeat, a logistics app that optimized food delivery routes using AI. She didn't quit the diner. Instead, she worked doubles, funneling every tip into patents and prototypes. Her family saw exhaustion. They didn't see the contracts, the beta tests, the quiet revolution brewing in her studio apartment. At brunch, Emily smirked over her mimosa, still at Benny's. Rachel stirred her coffee. For now, her father grunted. At least she's consistent. Her mother patted her hand. We're just glad you're stable. Later, as Rachel cleared plates, Emily's fiancé joked, Hey, maybe Rachel can cater the wedding. Benny's does group discounts, right? The table chuckled. Rachel smiled. Sure, let me know how many toilets you need scrubbed to.
The TechCrunch article dropped at 8 a.m. on Sunday. Rachel sat cross-legged on her balcony, watching the notifications flood in. Her phone exploded, first LinkedIn, then Instagram, then the family group chat. Emily, is this you? Dad, Rachel and Parker, explain. Mom, sweetheart, why didn't you tell us? She didn't reply. Instead, she drove to their house in the Tesla she bought cash, the one she'd kept hidden in a garage downtown. Her father answered the door, face ashen. You lied to us, he hissed. No, she said calmly. You never asked? Inside, Emily scrolled frantically through the article. SwiftBite's CEO, Rachel Parker, revolutionized food logistics while working full-time as a waitress. Rachel, this is insane. Rachel leaned against the doorway. You said coding was a phase, remember? Her mother trembled. We didn't know, because you didn't care to, Rachel said softly. You wanted me to be the failure. It made you feel better about yourselves. That evening, she took them to SwiftBite's headquarters, a sleek downtown tower with her name etched in the lobby. Her team buzzed around her, tossing terms like IPO and expansion. Her father stared at the floor. I'm proud of you, he mumbled. Rachel shook her head. Don't. This isn't for you. Later, alone in her office, she opened a locked drawer. Inside was a photo of her and Mr. Thompson at Benny's, taken the day he'd handed her the book. He'd passed away last year, leaving her a single note. Told you you'd fly. Rachel Parker didn't need their applause. But for the first time, they finally saw her, not the waitress, not the dropout, but the storm they'd never noticed brewing. And as the city lights blinked below, she realized the silence had been her greatest ally. It let her build a kingdom while they'd been busy counting crumbs.